Beneath the ocean lies a world frozen in time, and sometimes forgotten treasures. During a dive to explore a 70-year-old wreck, I found something I never expected. At first, it looked like just another corroded piece of metal, but the shape was familiar. A luxury timepiece lost for decades. Saltwater, pressure, and time have destroyed almost everything. Back on the surface, the real question begins: can something this damaged ever work again? The movement is destroyed, the dial is stained beyond recognition, the hands have rotted. But the case, the bracelet, maybe there's still hope. Saltwater doesn't just corrode the metal, it kills every component inside. Every screw is fused, every gear is frozen in place. This watch has been dead for a very long time. Before I can clean anything, I have to take it apart piece by piece. Carefully, one wrong move and it's gone forever. Every component goes through chemical rust removal, ultrasonic vibration, and hand detailing. Hours of cleaning just to get back to zero. The movement is packed with hardened lubricant, salt residue, and oxidized metal fragments. Each gear is cleaned with pegwood under a microscope, and every pivot hole is flushed until friction is eliminated. Only when all residue is removed will the movement accept fresh oil and maintain proper amplitude. The gear train goes through a full degreasing cycle, then a second pass under magnification to clear debris from each pivot. The rotor bearing is flushed, then re-lubricated to ensure free rotation. The hands are deoxidized and checked for trueness before relume or replacement. The bezel ring receives a graded polish starting with 800 grit, finishing with diamond paste for factory sheen. Piece by piece, the watch starts to look less like a relic pulled from the ocean and more like a watch again. With the rust finally broken down, it's time to clean every component of the watch, one piece at a time. These tiny gears are the heart of the movement. Even one grain of dust or rust can stop the watch completely, so every tooth has to be spotless. The rotor, which once powered the automatic winding system, was almost welded in place by corrosion. After a deep chemical bath and brushing, the steel underneath finally reappears. The dial tells the story of time, but in this case it also shows the damage from decades underwater. The surface is stained, the loom is dead, and the markings have faded. I'll need to decide later whether to restore it or replace it entirely. The hands are even worse. Saltwater has stripped the paint and eaten the metal from the inside. Some parts can be cleaned and reused, others are too far gone. Even the bezel, which once shined with polished edges, is now dull and covered in pitting. After polishing and brushing, the original finish slowly returns.
Alright, so now I have washed everything.
Saltwater doesn't just stain metal, it eats it. Every screw, every gear, every bridge is packed with rust and salt crystals. Some pieces look hopeless, but if we can get the corrosion out, they may still be usable. Some metal stains are still bonded at a chemical level, so they go into a vinegar bath, a mild acid that dissolves the remaining rust without destroying the base metal. After the chemical soak, every part is brushed by hand so there's zero residue left inside pivots and jewel holes. From corroded scrap to clean, usable metal again, not everything survived, but everything that did now has a second chance. Now that the rust is gone, we can finally start rebuilding the movement piece by piece. The original movement couldn't be saved, so I sourced a donor movement with matching caliber. Piece by piece, it all begins to come back to life. Years underwater turned the steel surface into a graveyard of pitting and oxidation. Layer by layer, the case is reborn. Now that every part has been cleaned, polished, and tested, it's time to bring the movement back to life, starting with the main plate. The gear train goes in first: center wheel, third wheel, fourth wheel, and escape wheel. Each pivot has to sit perfectly inside the jewels. Even the slightest misalignment will stop the watch from running. Once the train is in place, the bridge is lowered and locked down. No force, only balance and precision. Next is the mainspring barrel. This is the power source of the entire movement, fully cleaned, re-greased, and ready to store energy again. With the barrel installed, we add the keyless works, the setting mechanism that allows the crown to wind, set the time, and engage the gear train. Now comes the balance assembly, the regulating organ of the watch. This is what gives the movement its heartbeat. The balance wheel is lowered into place, and if everything is aligned correctly, the watch comes back to life. This is the first time this movement has run in decades. With the escapement functioning, the final parts are secured: the automatic module, rotor bearing, and winding gear train. Every screw torqued, every jewel oiled, every wheel spinning freely. The heart of the watch is beating again. Every part has finally come back together, not as a relic but as a watch again. After years underwater, time is finally moving again. Amplitude stable, beat error corrected, power reserve restored. The gears turn, the balance swings, and the movement breathes again. The watch is alive.
And this goes right on top, just like that. Looks good. And now we can put all the screws in. And then we can install the band. Okay. Alright, like that. And there are two screws that hold it, one from each side. There is one, and the second one.
From the bottom of the ocean to this. A watch once lost to time, now restored, reborn, and ticking again. To me, restoration isn't just repair, it's giving history a second chance. If you want to follow more rescues like this one, subscribe and join the journey.